Hello, everybody. This is that guy that does that thing. Interviews and stuff. I don't know why I do them. Actually, I do know why I do them, and I do them for to talk to guests like I have today. He's a half man, half bird, as people probably figured out by playing the game Hatful Boyfriend, which he had something to do with. It turns out, what that is, nobody knows. Probably voice acting, I would say. Obviously. Today I'm joined by my all-time favorite guest. I've had a lot of great guests. I've had Edmund McMillan. I've had Dennis Whedon. I've had a lot of really good guests that I'm super proud of. But this guy remains my favorite for one reason, mainly over everybody else, and that is his ability to somehow talk to me and keep me entertained the whole time. Today I'm joined by Mediatonic's own Jeff Tanton.
Hello, Eric. How you doing?
I'm so happy right now. I love the fact that what people didn't hear was how giddy you and I got when we got on each other.
You did an actual squeak before we got on, which I know, like our eardrums are still recovering, but it was the love contained within that single noise has sustained me. So thank you.
I can't help it. I get really excited about talking to you. You're seriously my all-time favorite guest. I had Edmund on and I had Dennis on within a couple of weeks of each other, and both of them asked me who my favorite guest was of all time, and I told them you. I've told them both where they place on my list.
It's just, I mean, that's complete. I mean, what I need to do is actually make games as good as those guys, and then we've got the full package. You know, that would be the that would be the advantage. But yeah, I'm glad I'm ranking super high on you, being able to talk shit with you for great lengths of time because I also love doing it as well.
I don't think that you understand how much trouble I got myself into previously. See, now that I'm not press,
Right.
and I'm just a PR guy, I never wanted to tell you how much trouble I got into from a certain game company that makes a certain game called Castle Crashers, and
Oh yeah.
the shit I got into for saying, okay, imagine if Castle Crashers was better, it'd be foul play.
Yeah, man, you kept, and I was there being like, oh, Castle Crashes is amazing, like without Castle Crashes would be a foul play, and you're fucking adamant. You're like, nope, nope. I'm not just gonna say this. I'm gonna repeat it multiple times and hammer this home. So at no point in the future can I ever legitimately deny this in any way. What did they do? Did the behemoth come after you with
I don't
knives?
I don't know how much I should say, but let's just say they never had contact with me ever again.
Was it legal knives? Is that what happened?
No, it was luckily it was not legal knives.
Oh, good, because they always sound completely lovely, but apparently not. They're not fans of speaking to you again. Though.
Apparently not. I don't know. I never had them on for an interview or anything. I guess thankfully. Uh, I love their games. I absolutely love their games. Like
Yeah,
Alien
the game
Hominid was great. You know, um,
Castle Crashers was incredible.
Cat
I mean,
it was
sure.
okay. It wasn't foul play.
You're doing it again.
Well, I
You've
don't have to
already
worry
done.
about it now. Now I'm just a PR guy, and luckily I've got a contract with the company, so I don't have to worry about that. Like, I don't have to worry about getting blackballed. I'm good, right?
That's cool. Are you sure I can make it better? I could say something now, like how I blackmailed you to say that stuff on the show. Because I mean, I got like no. Uh, I got no worries. They've got nothing against me. I can get you back in with the deal. I can wipe the slate clean for you, Eric, if that's what you want. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's what I want actually. I mean, sure, I accepted money from you to say those things.
sure, absolutely. And there was that time I threatened your family, which looking back did seem excessive, but we were PR in a game at the time, and sometimes you've just got to take those risks. So again, I'm really sorry for threatening to burn your house down and for trying to bribe you and blackmail you in various ways. So
It,
let's just draw a line under that now. And you can just say whatever the hell you want about foul play, and obviously we know that Castle Crashers was the superior beat 'em up.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? Now that it's been a few years, Foul Play sucked. What were you
Ah,
doing?
I don't know. I think ah, I was on a lot of drugs at the time, and I was in a kind of a sad place, and I just thought I'd knock out this theatre beat 'em up. Um, I really had no idea what I was doing for a good 60, 70% of the time. And the time I did know what I was doing was mostly full of people telling me all of the bad decisions I'd made, whilst I wasn't really aware. So that's how Foul Play came about. I'm just glad we got something that functioned and passed the TCRs on Xbox and Steam. So two thumbs up for that, probably.
I want it on PS4. I want you to know that.
It's coming.
Oh,
It's
okay,
coming.
but the thing is, it's coming. It's not here.
It's not. It's not. It's frustratingly not there right now. But I can promise you, it is. It is very soon over the horizon. We can't wait. It's gonna be PS4 Vita crossplay, and it's lovely. It looks beautiful on the Vita. So yeah, ready to go.
Oh, it got me exclusives. Bram. I would totally make hip hop air horn noises right now, but I don't feel like grabbing my phone for it.
You need more obnoxious DJ noises. That's like you need to get a slide whistle, like because then when we make kind of risque jokes, you can do a kind of and then everyone knows that something funny has happened and can laugh. Probably get some canned laughter as well, because that way, people will know something funny's happened.
Oh, that'd be
And
good.
yeah, I think that's where you need to go. Fart noises. Everyone loves a fart noise because if the interview's dropping down, just throw one of those in there. We're having a good time again.
We got an exclusive.
Yes.
There we go. There we
Oh,
go.
oh. I just feel that the whole show has taken a step up with regard to
Oh God.
professionalism now. It's like, yeah, that's right. We've got air horn sound effects. This is a real podcast. This is prime.
I'm kind of upset by the fact that you said it's professional now. I'm
I'm sorry. I wound you. I strike at your heart. Yeah, no, this is it. This is it now. I mean, like previous to Airhorn, any other podcast plus Airhorn, we are suddenly in a new league. If anything, I've moved from comfortable to daunted in the last 10, 15 seconds. So that's where we are now.
that's definitely a good thing. So I guess that I should get some of these things out of the way. How the fuck did Had a Full Boyfriend go for you? Because the thing I was shocked about was how much more popular that was than Foul Play.
Oh, like so, Hitoful. It's so to wind it back, you did say I know what he did in this game. So like just getting it like straight cards on the table first. The original game, for those who don't know, was made by a woman called Hato Moa in Japan, and the initial idea behind it was that I think she kind of just really could have understood the tropes of the boyfriend dating games, and almost as a laugh, really, she kind of created this game where all the boyfriends were birds, kind of adamant to prove that it wouldn't matter, because it's the archetypes which are consistent across all of these games. So it doesn't matter what they look like; they could be birds. The same thing would still work. And then it turns out that she was a brilliant writer and created this completely hilarious Otome parody, which was kind of free on open source. It got wildly popular as a pigeon dating game should, and then we personally contacted her and just said, look, we love your game. We would love to kind of take it to a bigger audience. We'd love to do an HD version because the kind of the format it had originally been made in was an open source visual novel piece of kit, so it didn't run on a whole bunch of modern PCs. So we basically said, please give us like this beautiful thing you've created, and we'll try not to drop it and break it. And then that's kind of where my induction into the depths of pigeon love really sprung from. And I tell you, pigeon love, yeah, yeah. I mean, well, it's the truest kind of love, I think, and you only really understand when you play the game, and you have to throw yourself in. You have to pick. I find the best way to play these games is like, don't hang back. Don't wait and think, oh, which one of these should I go for? If you see the pigeon that you want, chase them. You have to commit, and then kind of follow that through. And what I found was incredible is that we work on a lot of multiple games at Mediatonic. Sadly, not a lot we can announce at the moment, but
Ugh.
there's about 50 of us in the studio, and the Hatoful team was obviously quite small because it was a port. We were adding some extra content and special edition stuff. It was largely a port. But what was great is that it slowly kind of disseminated through the studio. You had all these guys who were just like, "What is this?" It's a pigeon dating game, and obviously the people on the team were like super core and into it. And then the first time we sent out a workable build, you just go into the kitchen to kind of like grab a coffee, and there would be guys standing around being like, yeah, no, I was totally chasing after Labelle Sakuya, but he thought he was too good for me, but he's not too good for me. I was going to have that pigeon, and legitimately having these conversations, which wouldn't have occurred, like 5 days previously, and taking it all super, super seriously. And it is entirely down to the strength of the writing. It's just a lovely, lovely game. And answer that was just a long way of answering your question. It did really well because I think it just captured imaginations. It came out at the right time. We had Devolver kind of like obviously doing like a big push behind it, which was lovely. But yeah, like I always think it was weird that Hatoful came out probably. I think it was like week 2 of fucking Gamergate initially kind of rearing its head. So the whole of I guess the whole of the gaming scene was reeling a little bit from like, wow, shit, this is awful. And then this game drops, which is, I guess, the antithesis of everything that people would call a game. And also just kind of lovely for the most part. It has some super dark moments, but lovely and interesting and fun. And I don't know, just like everyone just jumped on that because it just seemed like a nice, through all of the shit of those first 2 weeks, it seemed like a really nice thing to write about. But we just seemed to get massively lucky with the amount of coverage that the game got. And it was just, it just seemed to be a thrust of a lot of the articles did seem to be, oh God, thank God, yes, this is a game. I don't give a fuck if people who say it isn't. And if you want me, I will be dating pigeons for the next week or so because it's better than kind of engaging a lot of the shit that's happening online at the moment. So yeah, I think that's why it went down. It kind of went down so well. But really, it's just the strength of the writing. It's if you've not played it, you have to throw yourself in because it's so stupid and so self-aware and funny and lovely. So yeah, get your pigeons on.
I don't know how you got married with dating so many pigeons.
Well, it was really well. We had a bit of a kind of last minute like hiccup getting the game together. I mentioned before we went on air the fact that I can play through the game in Japanese, and I can pick whatever pigeon I want and still win them over, despite not speaking a word of Japanese because I've played it so much. So yeah, the first time my now wife saw it was because I was working overtime at the weekends, just like going through and like fixing all of these text issues in Japanese, and she was just like, "What the hell's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, this is Ryota. He's a rock dove pigeon that I have been diligently chasing for the last school year. We've been old friends. He wants to take it further. I think I'm not sure if I'm ready for that kind of commitment. His mum's sick, and she sat down and we kind of talked it through, and we managed to kind of navigate a route that we thought was healthy with regards to us still getting married, but me being able to pursue my dreams of pigeon love on the side, and she's incredibly understanding about that. So, yeah, in the end, I think it went okay. Thank you for us.
This is the most fucking beautiful story I've ever heard in my life. I kind of want to cry right now. I want to laugh, but I want to cry.
Well, I mean, that is the essence of Hatoful Boyfriends. You want to laugh. Sometimes it'll make you cry. There's a couple of stories Nageki, the kid who hangs out in the library, that goes to some sad places, or does it? No, let's see how it goes. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it ends. And then there's the Bad Boys Love, which not only is that the best name for an addition to a game ever. Bad Boys Love. If you manage to kind of get all of the original strands, it unlocks like I don't know, the end sequence of the game. And for the end sequence, it is about like 2 hours long, kind of longer actually. Quite kind of direct, like you don't get many options compared to kind of the main game, and that goes to some seriously dark and fucked up places. And it works purely because you've had an opportunity to kind of learn the backgrounds of all of the other birds in synth pigeonations. And then it kind of takes everything you've learned and turns it upside down and adds a kind of post-apocalyptic spin, which is great.
I don't know if I believe you or not.
Mate, I'm not joking. Okay, so let me tell you, like, and the Joker's playing it. He might come to this in the next like 10, 15 minutes. So my favourite part, because we were asked a lot when we were being when Kotoku first came out, we were asked what made the game so special, and we'd always talk about like the writing. But for me, like the moment that always sticks out when people first play the game is they'll get through the first like 10, 15 minutes where you're introduced to each of the birds in the school. So you're kind of getting an idea of all of the suitors, and they'll get an opportunity to show how weird or fun or shy they are. And then you wake up after a couple of days in the school year, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go for a run. The girl that you play, the only human girl in this school of pigeons, and it's never kind of explained why she's the only human girl in this school of giant pigeons. She goes for a run, and the game, like visual novel, like flicks through a series, like a tableau of images. Like, oh, here's you running over the field, here's you running past some shops, here's you kind of running past the school, and here's you running past the burnt out husks of once human skyscrapers tilting slowly to the side as if there's been some awful nuclear explosion. And it holds it there for a second, and your brain only has enough time to go, whoa, wait, that what? And then it just moves on, and that's your first, and for a long time, your only indication that these birds inhabit a once human world and something very, very wrong has happened. And then the game just continues, and it's that kind of like super deft touch that is enough for most people to at least play through to like the end of their first year. Yes, right. And it's exactly that moment which kind of made us first get in contact with Moa, because it's that to me was where I was like, oh, this is funny. Dating pigeons, this is funny. And that's where the rest of the time I played it, I had to know more. Like I had to know more. I have to know what the hell is happening in this world. And the kind of the Bad Boys Love strand at the end starts to answer some of those questions.
For the last few years, my biggest goal has been to, in some capacity, work with Devolver Digital.
Oh yeah, they're lovely.
I don't care if it's we have a game published by them with the company I work with now, or whatever. But
Sure.
now all of a sudden, my goal is to work at Mediatonic. What the fuck?
Lads, we're good people. Honestly, we're good people. We're lucky. Like we do, me and you have chat before. I know you talk to a lot of like very like straight indie devs, like very small teams.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a bit of an anomaly in regards to that, and especially in regards to shows, because we've been going for 10 years. We do a lot of work for hire. We make a lot of games for like other publishers. Sometimes we work on other IPs. But we always, from where we've come from, what we continue. If there is an idea, if there is something we want to do, and there is like foul play, there's something we absolutely want to. Look, this is a game that only we could make. We will find a way to do it. And Hitofa was a perfect example of that. We knew we played the open source famous writer Nazarene. Nazarene, by the way, there was the person who translated from the original Japanese. So we played the Nazarene translation of the game, and we just knew that we had to bring it to a wider audience. It felt like the kind of thing that we'd have made if we'd been off our faces a little bit more, or or you know what, we're just as smart as Hatomoa, and maybe we've got a ways to go yet, but it just felt like we need to be we need to kind of like push this game and get behind it, because it's lovely. It's great. You need to come over to London so we can get drunk, because I've never met you in the flesh. And you keep bringing me on to do interviews, which I'm glad to do, even though it's terrifying because you actually have real guests with loads of games that a lot more people would have heard of. And now I'm worried that you're gonna get me on one day, and I'm gonna dry up. I'm not gonna be able to give you any decent material. So you should probably come over and get drunk with us so we can get some new material. That would be good.
Last time you got drunk with that team, I do believe that you made foul play a thing. So
Yeah, well, yeah, that was drunk and curry, which is, as you know, the curry is Britain's national dish, because we're nothing if not good at adopting other people's cultures or trampling all over them. But yeah, we'd order the curry, a whole bunch of beer, and we were just watching like terrible music videos, and yeah, that's where foul play jumped from. Like super, just almost fully formed into our brains. It was nice.
you mean great music videos?
Great music videos. Yeah, I'm kind of loving this renaissance of Billy Corgan being shown, like photos of Billy Corgan in less than like 90s alternative rock poses. Like the Billy Corgan of Cats is wonderful because he looks so happy. But I don't know if you've seen the Billy Corgan looking sad on a roller coaster. Have you?
Yeah, I
Ah,
have.
I love him. I love the Smashing Pumpkins. I love Billy Corgan. But show me a picture of him looking sad on the roller coaster, and I will subscribe to your website, because apparently that touches something deep inside, and I didn't know how much I needed to see it until
You,
it was shown to me.
you know why he's sad, right?
Is it because we didn't give him any royalties for foul play?
Well,
Even though,
that could be. I'm sad about that. Maybe he needed it. He's writing wrestling now.
is he? As in,
Yeah,
as in writing the scripts, as in like who
yeah.
fights who and who's. That's amazing.
That's
How,
no,
what?
it's not. It's not good.
Come on, that's an incredible job.
It's
Like,
go ahead.
yeah,
Am I playing as a female bird?
yeah. No, you're playing as a female human. She's the Hiyoko Tasaka. She's the only female human that's ever been inducted to Seven Pigeon Nations. What isn't mentioned is the fact that she seems to be the only female human at all in the entire world. You don't run into, at least in the game, you don't run into any other humans. And Hiyoko, the character you're playing, is super interesting. She's actually like my favorite written of the characters, because a lot of her tofu I don't think would work without like the way she's written, and certainly like the way she was translated. She has this wonderful naivety. She just doesn't question anything that happens, and she's got a bit of an attitude, but yeah, she as in like she's quite, she'll stick up for herself, but she's not particularly smart, and she doesn't spend a lot of time kind of questioning the world around her. She very much takes stuff on face value, and because of that, she just becomes this fantastic canvas for all of the other characters around her to kind of imprint on, and also for the player to kind of like put them. It's easier for the player to kind of put themselves in the place of Hiyoko Tasaka, because she's not super opinionated or pushing in any particular direction. So she becomes the kind of the puppet by which the kind of player kind of engages with the game until it goes super dark. But I can't tell you any more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes the title
So
more. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
So it makes the title for me make more sense now, knowing that I'm playing a
Yes.
female character.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that the title is a pun, but I always get it wrong when I try and explain it. Um, I think it's like Hatofu is heartful, and Hato is also the name for pigeon in Japanese. So like the whole name is a pun, um, which I always get wrong when I try and explain it. And then Luke, who's normally the guy who goes out to shows and properly kind of like explains Hatofu boyfriend to everyone, comes in and slaps me on the back of the head because I've got it fucking wrong again. But yeah. Exactly. You're looking for. I think it actually translates as pigeonful boyfriend, and then the heartful obviously is a pun on being in love with someone. So yeah, there you go. That's a little bit of Japanese facts that you didn't know before we got onto this show. So if you want to kind of push this into less, Eric, less chatting about kind of game devs and what's happening in the games industry, and more into kind of random, very specifically pigeon related Japanese puns, that's something you can bring me on for in future.
Oh God.
You're welcome.
Nah.
You
I
sure?
probably. Yeah, I don't think that'd be
Yeah.
my forte, really.
All right. All right. I do what I can. I do what I can.
Yeah, you've taught me a lot. I mean, get drunk, watch music videos, make great game,
Yeah.
steal Japanese ladies' work, make super successful game.
Still is a very strong word. Bring to a wider audience.
Bring
Yeah.
to. Oh, what did you do? Did you just steal my drink? No, I brought it to a wider audience.
Oh my god, I'm going to be using that in future. That's fantastic. Yeah, that is actually.
I'm really happy about this somehow.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, we still like Moa. We still kind of work with as closely as we can. So there will be more Hitoku Boyfriend. Holiday Star is going to be coming out later this year, and yeah, that kind of takes the characters that have already been introduced and puts them on an even kind of weirder series of adventures and stories. So yeah, it's super exciting. I just cannot wait until I start to steal stuff from people around the studio and then just let them know that I'm bringing it to a wider audience. And really, they should be thanking me for that. That's good.
Exactly. You tell them you want to thank you after you steal anything off their desks.
It's like, yeah, I can't help but notice you're seeming pretty pissed off about that. And if anything, I'm doing you a favor. So settle down.
You go up to Fork Parker, you steal his stacks of hundreds, and you
No,
say, you say to him, "You know what? No, never mind. No, don't do that. Fork Parker will kill you."
yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think we touch Fort Parker's money. I don't think anyone touches Fort Parker's money. I think that's insta kill right there. It's not even worth. It's not even worth messing with.
I hear that's how Nigel lost a finger.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's how it must have happened.
So
Yeah.
before we get into talking about exactly what it is that you wanted to talk about previously, which I kind of want to talk about myself,
Oh Lord.
I have to ask you: Are you coming to PAX East?
I'm not coming to PAX East.
What the fuck?
I know. I know. Fuck me, huh?
Yeah.
What a dick. No, I can't come to PAX. I've kind of I'm off to a couple of places, and I try and make sure, especially now that I'm married, that I'm not completely all over the world, and there's more chance for me to kind of be at home and not be a massive douche and travel around. So yeah, like I have to kind of really pick and choose the shows. I'm gutted to not be at PAX East. Are you guys going?
I'm going to be working there, so yeah. It's March next year. Come on now.
Maybe. What I would need to do is come up with a new game idea really fucking quickly and then pitch it to someone and then start making it and have something that would be vaguely playable in time for PAX East. And then I can come to PAX East.
You know,
So
there was one time where you and I talked, and you said, "Give me a game idea. We need a game idea." And I was like, all right. And I gave you a game
I
idea.
need
You
to
were
bring
like,
it
I'm
to a
not.
wider audience. Yeah, please, Eric, help me out here.
You said to me, yeah, we're not touching that one.
Well, oh God, well,
It
I
was
can't remember.
it was a deeply disturbing story about. I don't.
Oh, yes, it was quite a personal one, as I recall.
Well, it had nothing to do with me, really. It was just like a really fucked up story, but nobody would touch it. We've talked about doing it now at Studio Whiskey Tango. They were like, "Hey, give us an idea. What would you like to see us do next?" And I pitched the idea, and they're like, "Holy fuck, no, no." I was like, "Damn, nobody wants to do this ever."
What is it about this idea? Yeah, I mean, it's a really kind of nice place at the moment where we can start to kind of expand. We've had a lot of projects on. We've got a lot of projects running kind of concurrently, but obviously we're pushing. I've just gone through a lot of pre-production on a lot of projects, so I'm reaching a point where I can start thinking about new stuff. And yeah, it is. It's a super exciting time because you get to prototype again. You get to throw a whole bunch of stupid ideas out there, and there's definitely some stuff that I'm kind of very interested in. And I have a game which is, for me at least, as I feel as strongly about as I did about it kind of initially when we thought about foul play, which probably means we're going to prototype it and it'll be terrible. But yeah, like it's a fun time. Just being able to kind of throw ideas out and see what comes back is always, for me, like the best part of game development.
I think that you guys should make futuristic foul play. Everybody's a robot.
There you go. That's it. That's how you pitch anything in the future. It's like so. How does this work? How's this in the future? All right, let me sit you down. Everyone is a robot.
Yep. There you go. Everyone's
there
a
you go.
robot.
And then just sit down and slide the paper across the desk, and it's just a single picture of a robot stickman, possibly with a speech bubble saying "I am in the future,"
Yes.
and then you stand up politely and I don't know, maybe give a little bow and you leave. And you wait for them to realize that you've just given them gold, you know.
I'm going to blow your fucking mind here in a second. Actually, even more. You ready?
Do it. Okay, go. Okay, so what is this still how future foul play would work, or is this you're going to blow my mind in a completely different way?
No, this is still the future of foul play.
Okay, all right, cool. Let me just give me a second.
All right.
So this is still everyone's a robot, right? That's that's not been taken away. That's still been taken. All right, good. Okay, everyone is a robot, and
his cane. All right. Remember his cane, right?
Yeah, I remember his cane. Yeah, sure. I remember.
It's like a lightsaber cane. All right. So this cane is like a lightsaber, but at the same time, when it charges up with enough power, it somehow turns you just from like a normal robot into a mech.
Oh shit! Does he go like Super Saiyan? Does he do more giant bits of metal kind of fly up from the screen and affix to Baron Dashforth?
His power is over 10,000.
Oh fuck! Does he get like a giant metal top hat which kind of slowly descends onto and then covers his head, and then that turns into a cannon? Maybe. I'm just throwing out ideas as they come.
Yeah, cool. and then when he gets like sexually aroused, he also turns into a car, but not like a normal car, like a badass car with like what was the name of that model that was in all those music videos in the 80s? Like she would be on top of a car, halfway naked all the time. Tawny Katane.
Yes, she did spend a lot of time on top of cars, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
That can't have been comfortable. That's not how you ride in motor vehicles. So someone really needed to tell her. That must have been awkward at the time.
But robot Tawny Katane shows up.
Right, and then robot Tawny Katane.
All right, and then
how has she made it? Because here's your problem, yeah. The future for Baron Dashforth is the present day for us, unless we go super far into it, because he's already from 1920s, or 1911, you know. So has he actually leapt forward in time to 1980? And the next foul play is set during an Aerosmith video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah.
Tawny Katane is made out of a fucking hologram.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, no. That's it. It is great because didn't Aerosmith have those series of videos where it was like crazy, and then I don't know, other song sounded exactly like crazy, but it was like a story of people jumping in cars and fucking off to the middle of America where they could finally find themselves and roll about in cornfields and stuff. And I don't know, it had Alicia Silverstone in it and Liv Tyler.
Yeah,
It's my brain taking me back. Yeah,
yeah,
well,
it's
I
happening.
was never even into hair metal. This is weird. Okay, good. So, yeah, so like that could be the next foul play. It takes place entirely through a series of um, overblown 80s rock videos that are telling a single story. And for some reason, a Victorian time traveling gentleman is there to stop Steven Tyler doing something. Being,
Ooh,
being
his lips are getting so big they're taking over the world, and they want to
yeah.
stop him from making shittier music than he's already making.
It was like, Steven Tyler, this chain of videos is the start of your descent into navel gazing rock nonsense. The only thing that can, you must be possessed by some kind of demon, probably, and then need to get a demon hunter, I guess, from
Ooh,
past, I suppose. Um, that and then Baron Dashwolf shows up with Scampwick. Why not? And they it's basically just the crazy video, but beating the shit out of people with a Victorian guy for about 3 hours. And the only song that's played is Crazy on a really bad loop. Like it doesn't even like loop well. It just kind of like cuts out at the end and starts again. And that is actually the best idea I've had in about 3 years.
they're trying to stop him from his future in making that song for the movie Armageddon.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's what happened. So he made the Armageddon video, and then that went out into space. In many ways, we can adopt the kind of the Pixels storyline because that's a quality movie, and then that goes out in why not? I just want to need to bring it to a wider audience, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
And then yeah, so that the Armageddon movie has gone out into space, and then aliens see it and think that's a great way of destroying the Earth. Also, I didn't think I wanted to destroy the Earth, but this video is busting my balls, or whatever passes for balls in that race. And then they come back. Baron Dashwolf is somehow made aware of this, possibly due to the time traveling nature of demonic portals. And his only choice is to go to the fucking hell. I can't. I only have a sheet of paper with me to write this stuff down. I mean, I know this is going out live, but we're recording this, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good, good. I mean, I was worried. I was worried for a second that we wouldn't be able to hold on to this gold afterwards. Cool. Again, Eric, this is super useful. Super useful. I'm going to bring your ideas to a wide audience.
But that's only part one.
What happens in part two?
Mike Tyson happens in part two.
Interesting.
With Mike
So,
Tyson, he works really cheap now for some reason.
he's like, could it be the punch out Mike Tyson as opposed to the real Mike Tyson?
I don't know. A crazy old tattooed faced Mike Tyson is kind of awesome.
I guess so. Like Mike Tyson swapping stories about the glory days. Mike Tyson having to fight Super Punch Out Mike Tyson. Yeah. Bringing him back for one last fight. Yeah. Who am I fighting?
He's the boss battle. He's the boss battle.
Yes, exactly. You won't believe this, Mike. You're fighting yourself. My past self? No, Mike. Something far, far worse. And it turns out to be the Super Punch Out Mike Tyson. That's the twist. Well, it's the twist from Mike. It wouldn't be a very good movie if that was the entire twist, because there's still probably a whole nother hour of Mike Tyson training, and then the fight scene. So we'd need to work on the pacing. But again, solid idea. It's good.
None of this is real, is it?
It could be. It could be because, like, I don't know, in a year's time, you're going to remind me of some of this exactly when it will be useful, and it will help solve a ridiculous problem having a current game I'm making. It will always, Eric. It will always be real in my heart. You know that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We could be passing up something amazing here. That's all I'm saying.
I've been awake for a long time now, so I think that this could all just be like some kind of weird fever dream. I love the idea. I think this is probably the best game idea ever, besides the one that I'm writing now,
Yeah.
which is pretty fucking good.
Yeah. What are you
Yeah.
writing?
I can't talk about it publicly.
Ah, good. Oh, man, you got me. I'm always doing that shit to you, and you finally got to do it to me.
Oh, that is true. Like back when I was a press guy, you'd be like, "Oh, fuck it, I can't talk about it." Now I really can't talk about it though.
I've tasted my own medicine.
I'll tell you when we're not on the air. I will definitely tell you because I think you'll love it.
Awesome.
I mean, the last game that we did, the world has ended, and somehow, some reason you are driving in a post-apocalyptic world. You're going 666 kilometers to get to the most badass concert or death metal concert you've ever been to.
All of this is fantastic.
And you're killing motherfuckers, right? Like, you're picking up hitchhikers and you put them in your car and they can drive, or you can drive around and they can shoot and you can put different weapons on them and everything. And eventually just get to this point where you start fighting the Westboro Baptist Church and Nazis, and you get to one of the four bosses is like basically Hitler in a giant tank.
He turns up a fair amount, Hitler, in giant tanks, doesn't he? It's a kind of a brilliant game thing. It's like, what's the worst possible combination of things we can put together as a boss? As in, like, what is pure evil? And it always tends to be Hitler plus tank and or robot. It's a good staple of video games, probably.
I mean, it's probably the bad thing is I'm telling you the truth. That's really what our game is.
Incredible.
Well, the last game we did. It's an amazing game.
No, I still need to play that. Like the kind of the hitchhiker kind of equipping thing sounds fucking incredible.
It's got like this FTL vibe. They were inspired by the FTL game, and yeah, it works out. It's real nice. I love what this team does, and I'm like super proud to be a part of it because like I don't know where the idea came from. One of the characters in our next game just came from a conversation where two grown men were laughing hysterically about a guy who decides to get a pelvic implant. Or takes his skull got crushed, so he takes his pelvis and has it implanted on top of his neck. And he never got his pelvic fixed, so he's got jelly hips, and his name is Jelly Hips.
All right, that's such a fucking fantastic series of nonsense.
Yeah, this was just like me and an almost 40-year-old man crying hysterically over how fucking funny this idea was.
I wish I'd been there for that eureka moment where it's like, oh, what's he done with his pelvis? He's put on his head, obviously. You know, like, where else the fuck is he going to put it?
Exactly. Like we still talk about Jelly Hips all the time, and we call each other Jelly Hips just for fun. It's
a term of endearment, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the most beautiful game character that's ever not existed yet.
He will though.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. So you wanted to talk about a certain game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to talk about anything. But are you playing Rocket League, Eric? Are you playing Rocket League?
Not right now. No.
I will.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not playing it at the moment. I haven't played for a couple of weeks.
Okay, but you have played Rocket League.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, fucking brilliant. What is your feeling on Rocket League?
Rocket League is the best esport I've ever played. The only esport I'm willing to call an esport.
Yes. Yes, and in fairness, I'm only saying this because I've never ever learned to play a MOBA properly because, well, I cite not enough time, but also I think I'm generally scared of going online because I know I would be terrible and I would be the person letting the team down. I feel exactly as you do. Like I played Rocket League and it's like this is going to keep going forever. Like people are going to be. I would pay money to watch like a Rocket League World Championship. I would line up. Um, it's just the most fun I've had in a really really long time playing games. Certainly playing games with other people. So yeah, Joker, you sounded like you're big into it. Are you a fan of Rocket League as well?
I have never gotten to play it. I want to,
Ah,
but I haven't gotten to.
yes, do. It's so good. It's just such a simple idea. I know, like it's a sequel to something they've already done, so it's not quite fair to say like, oh, they just landed on this like crazy simple idea and then made it work. So obviously, that idea has come from somewhere and they've iterated and grown it. But even so, it's just wonderful. If anyone else who has tried to make a football car game, it's the kind of shit they get up to on Top Gear, and it instantly gets boring because if it's just cars driving around, you miss the ball, it's really hard to control, you keep on doing loops to try and come around again and nothing ever works. And there's two things they've added, like that make the difference. One of them, the clue is in the title, obviously. You've got rockets and everyone likes jet-powered cars. That's fantastic. The second thing, and this is like, honestly, every time I play the game, I love the guys who made it just because they had this idea and it worked. Is like the jump and flip. Like without the jump and flip, the game is nothing. But the jump and flip allows you to do all of the stupid last minute saves, all of the flying over people's heads, all of the annoyance of I just missed the ball. Do I have to drive all the way around again? No, I'm just going to jump and flip into it. It's the simplest control mechanic, and it changes what would otherwise be a frustrating game of trying to drive around and hit a ball with a car into, like you said, like basically the only thing that I could ever properly call an esport because it's beautiful and amazing. More
Literally,
Rocket League.
Yes, the Rocket League is my car.
Yes.
Has a sombrero and a Mexican flag.
Good. Good.
I'm not even from Mexico. I mean,
You're just representing all the same. Yeah.
When you can put a sombrero and a Mexican flag on your car, that you're doing something right with your video game.
Absolutely. And I can put a top hat on my car, and of course I have. Because once again the game. Yeah, exactly. The game gives me the opportunity to. I absolutely will. It's amazing because, as I said with MOBAs, I try to follow the international because anything that gets like that many people so excited about a game, I'm going to be interested as well. Like I want to know what's going on. But I could only ever enjoy it at a slight remove. Like I had a similar experience when I was watching the first time to Gamescom. I watched a StarCraft match between professionals, and the last time I played a real-time strategy game had been Command and Conquer on one of the early Command and Conquers on the PC. So I'm standing in this huge crowd of people all looking up at these big screens and watching lots of clicks happening and stuff growing and bases building, and just occasionally nothing interesting, nothing different or noticeable would happen on screen, and the whole crowd around me would absolutely erupt and start cheering. So I don't want to be called out as the one person who doesn't know what's going on. I'd start clapping too, oh yeah, oh god, yeah, the way those two groups of enemies still seem to be kind of getting close to each other and pulling away and getting close to each other again and pulling away again. Somewhere in that, something significant happened, and well done to whichever of you were the ones who did it. And that was just the next half an hour of me. I love it. I love being around any group of people who are super into something because you can't help but be carried along. But it was the same watching the international. I kind of got it, but I didn't understand when the big things happened. You can't. you don't have that moment of being able to cheer and recognize when something amazing has happened, and it always takes something away. Have you played much like Dota or League of Legends?
I tried. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it turns out that I like my video games to be fun, so I wasn't into them.
Oh, burn
Those,
on you, Dota.
those games are they're chores. It's a fucking chore, man.
Yeah, there's so much to learn first, and I fear learning in an environment where if I'm working out what my character's doing, I've got three other people telling me that I should fuck off and die because I'm the reason their team is losing. So it's not what I call a good learning environment,
There,
possibly.
well, there was like I won't mention any specific names, but a certain person from Cards Against Humanity and I were hanging out on the show floor. That really narrows it down to usually one person. Uh, we were hanging out on the show floor at PAX East, and there was a fucking like little League of Legends tournament going on, and he and I look at each other, and nothing really happened. Everybody got quiet, and he and I just started going, "Woo!" and clapping. And I was like, "Dude, what just happened?" He's like, "I don't fucking know, but it's so exciting."
Yeah, that's what we should start doing. Just go to these tournaments. There's probably a whole bunch of people like us, and then we'll just start screaming at like really random moments. We'll try and pick the least exciting, as we can tell, the least exciting moment of the battle, and then we'll just start like holy shit, did you see that play? Fuck, I can't believe he did that. Did you see
Best.
that? Did you
Oh
see
god,
that?
it's the best
And then
fucking
just,
play ever.
oh man, I didn't think you could. I didn't think that character had the attacks or powers to do such a thing. But it turns out I was sorely mistaken. And then just get really hyping into it, and hopefully just kind of bring people along with us. And I hope to through that expose that roughly 10% of the crowd actually have any idea what's going on there. And it's not just me being super lazy and not learning how these super influential new games are being kind of received by audiences. I should probably learn, shouldn't I?
No, you should make the anti-MOBA.
All right. In order to design the anti-MOBA, I should probably know a little bit more about what a MOBA is, but I'm going to give it a go anyway.
I feel like
So
you're trying to give yourself a reason to get into them. Now I'm worried.
yeah, maybe that'll be my next big thing. And then I'll be like, next time you chat to me, I'll be like, things have changed, Eric. I'm into MOBAs now. Like, Jeff, you got any new cool game ideas? And I'll be like, yes, it's a MOBA.
I'm gonna start jungling, and I'll be like, "What the? I still don't understand what jungling is. It makes no sense."
I don't know. And then I nod and I give a little thumbs up, but they can see the fear in my face. They know I don't mean it. Yeah, and surely the anti-MOBA is just like her total boyfriend.
You're probably right, actually. I don't know. You could just hang out with the Broforce guys, and Ruan would teach you all about all the MOBAs.
Nice.
That dude,
Nice.
Jesus Christ, he is way too into that shit. We had an interview recently with those guys. Those guys are good friends, and
Nice. I've still not met them.
I know. I heard it was a very sad thing. I was like, "Have you met Jeff? Who?" I was like, "Gee, really? Really? Just a who?"
Sounds like an asshole. No, good. Good. Yeah, I'd love to. They're like South African, aren't they? Is that Three Lives?
Yes, yes, yes. That's them. Also, the best people ever to get lost in a strange American city with. It's really good.
I take it that's something that definitely happens.
That is something that definitely happened. We got lost, and one of the bars we were planning on going to, we all took like 3 Ubers. Like all of us just had the Uber drivers follow each other. And we get to the bar that we all wanted to go to because we just hung out with those guys the whole time. And Ron just like goes, "Well, fuck." And then looks at his phone, looks around at bars. 3 seconds later, raises his head. He goes, "The Druid. Well, that sounds dangerous. Let's go there." So we ended up at a place called the Druid.
The Druid sounds like somewhere where you're going to just like, by the time you leave, you've joined a new age cult. You've lost all of your clothes and worldly belongings, and now you're wearing robes and are looking forward to the party happening at the end of the month, where you all drink cyanide and board a spaceship. So, like, is that what actually happened?
No, it turned out this place looks seedy as shit. It's in like a really dangerous part of Boston, and it turns out it's super nice.
Oh, really?
Like on the outside, it looked fucking scary as shit. And then we get in there. There's like one bartender, obviously from The Shining, but there's one bartender, and he was just like super nice. And we were like, oh man, we need a good beer. And he's like, oh, you should try this. It's a local thing, and it's called Harpoon. And holy shit, it's seriously the best beer I've ever had. So that was exciting.
Have you ever had something called Fisk?
No, I've heard of it, and I don't know why.
Okay, cool. Right. So Fisk, I've only ever seen in one bar, in all the time I've been in London. Obviously, we've got a whole bunch of bars. Like we get quite a range of like weird drinks and shit. Fisk is this like Scandinavian drink, and it wasn't even served in the bottle. It seemed to be like in a kind of big metal container. It looked like what they keep the ghosts in Ghostbusters, except it has a picture of like, I don't know, a Scandinavian fisherman guy on the outside, and he didn't look happy about the Fisk that he's holding. He looked like, this is what we drink on the cold seas because it's the only thing like that will restore some kind of life or feeling to us, but we don't like it. And yeah, but Fisk, man, it's like one of the worst things I've ever drunk in my entire life. And one of the producers at Mediatonic, he had a bad time on Fisk. We lost him for a while, and we left a trail, an absolute trail of destruction across North London, all the way to Waterloo. And it always sticks in my mind because I've never seen it again, and I don't know like if it's a big thing in the US or like where the fuck it comes from. No, never heard of it. See, this is what I think we should do, right?
Well, we have two people in our chat, two Danish guys in our chat, telling me that Fisk is amazing, and it's Danish, not Scandinavian.
Danish. Oh shit! I'm really sorry. Okay, cool. That was my bad. I just made a massive assumption there.
No, you're good. You're good. This is more fun this way.
All right, cool. So Fisk, and I really want these guys to correct me.
Yeah, apparently it's
sure
made from an intriguing blend of eucalyptus, licorice, and premium 30% vodka, and it is good.
Right. Okay. So I shan't name the names of the producer involved for his own good. But what happened on Fisk is, and I'm sorry for the Dutch guys. I had the first shot, and it reminded me a little bit. It's got a really medicinal quality, so which would make sense with the kind of eucalyptus. It reminded me of something called Actifed, which is so when you're a kid, I don't know what the kind of US alternative would be. There's two medicines, like, and when you're really small, your mum, your dad, and they bring you like the kind of like the sugary medicine, which like tastes nice, and you're like, oh yeah, well, for us that's the Calpol. And when you're really sick, they'd bring you like the adult medicine, which tasted like ass, and I have to tell you that even though the Fisk, it went down fine, there wasn't an issue there. It reminded me a lot of the adult medicine. It was like, it took me right back to like the childhood fears. But I had the Fisks. It was fine. I drank the one of the poor guys who was with us. There was a significant amount of vomiting. But previous to that, he just straight passed out on the bar. Now, to give you an example of how quickly this happened, we were at a pub quiz, and we had packet crisps and 2 rounds of Fisk and a beer. By round 2, he was passed out on the bar, and this was like a 6-round quiz. So we're looking like 20 minutes into it. We were generally fine. The fist had hit harder than expected, but we were fine. He was collapsed on the bar, and the only time he stirred was during the James Bond round, which was like.
I'm sorry, this is the most English fucking thing ever.
Pub
quizzes and
there we
James
were
Bond.
with our monocles and pots. Throwing orphans on the fire and drinking something from the colonies, I expect, Fisk. And yeah, exactly. So he's back up at the James Bond round, which I assume came after the politeness round and the how do you make tea round, adjusting your top hat round.
Oh god damn.
So this was like round 5 or 6, and we're like, James, this was supposed to be like your top round, man. Have you got? Are you okay? And he kind of mumbled a little bit into the bar, and then, bless him, held out his hand as if to like give me the pen. And so we worked the pen into his fingers, and we kind of placed his hand on roughly where the paper, the question sheet, or the answer sheet was on the bar. And then he spent about a full minute scrawling bollocks onto this answer sheet.
Wait,
which
literal bollocks or just...
I mean, like he didn't draw testicles.
Oh, okay.
He just he kind of the English bollocks nonsense. He kind of it was almost a word we couldn't tell. So like, James, what is this? And he was like, Blofeld. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't look like Blofeld, but we can smarten that one up for you, fine. And I just think that was amazing that under that condition he'd managed to kind of wake himself up and grab a pen and get an answer out there. It was fucking wrong, turned out, but it doesn't. But the fact was that he tried, and I'd like to blame Fisk for the fact that we came second in that quiz when we should have come first. But part of me always wants to go back there. Part of me always wants to kind of like discover some more Fisk. In fact, Eric, that's what we should do. I should go to PAX East. We should get a bottle of it, and we should just try and we should see what happens.
I am totally down for that.
I realise that sounds like a proposition.
No, it's a great proposition. I'm not in the press anymore. You can proposition me all you want.
Fantastic!
It's totally fine.
Good.
See,
this is good.
It's a beautiful fucking thing that happened here. I mean, we'll just have to go to one of the Devolver parties, which I'm already scared to death of.
Oh, the last time I went to a Devolver party. Okay, so I got married, which was brilliant. But I was in E3 like a week before my wedding, and someone at Devolver had got wind that like they'd asked me what my favorite karaoke song was, and despite the fact that I have a really eclectic taste in music and massively into kind of alternative and math rock, my favorite karaoke song, you got to pick the belters,
Yeah, of course.
I love Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. I think it may be one of the greatest songs ever written, and certainly my favorite karaoke song. And so, yeah, like on the final night of E3, we went back to kind of the Devolver Mansion, and someone like the guy who owned the kind of the Devolver Mansion where they were staying, had found an incredible Michael Jackson impersonator. So whilst we were all kind of getting, slightly drunk and slightly into the party mode, and probably all a little bit worse for wear anyway, this fucking Michael Jackson just comes out and starts working through his greatest hits, ending with Man in the Mirror. And it was at that point I realised, like, if I hadn't before, that Devolver are a pretty good fucking publisher to be linked with.
Pretty good. They're the fucking best. It's a fact.
They're fucking best, man.
They really are.
There's something unifying about all of these indie devs being like, what the fuck's going on? And then by like the fifth Michael Jackson song, everyone is like arms around each other, singing along. It's the most ridiculous thing. So that was good. And then there was a party bus, and I've got nothing but love for a party bus. So,
True story. I've seen that video. The man in the mirror video, where you
Yeah.
guys are all hugging and shit. A certain person that has a game published through Devolver has shown me said video.
Amazing. That's good. I think I was wearing a Texan flag at the time, as in someone had put a Texan flag around my neck. I was super happy. Graham had cracked out some fantastic whiskey. I won't lie, it was a good evening. Things went well, and it was nice. It was the kind of the last little party before I got married. So
Before
yeah.
your life is over.
Yeah, God, yeah, I made that sound like I was building up to something awful. Yeah, that was the last thing I ever did. No, it was cool. It was great.
So I got an update from the chat.
Okay, cool.
Fisk it literally stands for fish in Danish. Also, you can't blame the Fisk. You can only blame that he couldn't handle 2 shots of Fisk.
Oh, right, no. Okay.
And as soon as you said you and I were going to get together and get a bottle of Fisk, he immediately says, "I'll ship you a bottle."
Oh yes, let's do that.
All right, you better get your ass over to Boston.
I guess I got to. I mean, I got no choice now. What does he know why is it called fish? Does it have any kind of, I don't know, fish in it? Like, or is that just, the fact that we call vodka Grey Goose? It's just, something they named.
The Danish are fucking weird, man.
The Danish have got it sorted out though, haven't
They
seem pretty chill most of the time.
When you started talking poorly about Fisk, he said he was going to get in a boat and sail over and pillage your village.
Yeah, but in fairness, they got a history of that, so that's fine. He's just doing what comes natural. Who can blame? Who can blame him?
They don't fuck around over there, man.
No, man, don't fuck around. They're completely reasonable until you push the wrong buttons.
Shit, I know. Tell me.
I'm so glad. I'm honestly glad we're starting to solve the mystery of Fisk, because I've never fucking seen it since. And he is absolutely correct. He actually had 4 shots before he finally succumbed. But yeah, he was already far too far gone for that early on.
One of the Danish guys says,
yeah.
"Well, it has a fisherman on the bottle, and I think it should represent some kind of fish oil shot." He doesn't know. He's guessing on that one.
We're all guessing. That's all right. That's totally fine.
You know what? Just to introduce things to other people, I'd just like to say, whoever figures out what Fisk is gets a free copy of Hatful Boyfriend from Jeff.
Yeah, I like, honestly, like, I'm completely endorse that statement. I'm really excited about the trying it out again, because it was in this bar in North London and it was all a bit confusing, and like, it feels like I should dedicate more time to it. If I'd have known it was such a unicorn, as in, like, yeah, this is the last time I'm ever going to see it, I would have given it more love, but wasted time. What have you been playing, man?
What have I been playing? Oh God,
Yeah.
It's fucking everything and anything. I don't know. I found $300 in my account the other day.
How do you find $300 in your account?
I don't know how it happened. I really don't. So I found $300, and I bought like Borderlands: The Handsome Collection.
Oh, nice.
I love Borderlands.
Not for $300, because someone's done you if they've charged $300 for it. Did you paid standard Steam rate? Yeah.
I actually bought it on my PS4. Like, I can't stream from my laptop for some fucking reason.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah. So like, I'm streaming from a PS4, and I've been playing that, and I bought Hotline Miami 2 again, because Hotline Miami 2 is it's my favorite game ever. It's become my favorite game ever. I've been playing video games for like 25 years, 26 years, somewhere in there right now.
Sure.
And it's the best fucking thing I've ever played.
I love Hotline Miami. It's fantastic.
Oh God, it's so fucking good. So I've been playing the shit out of that too, and Grand Theft Auto 5, and I can't stop. I bought Kung Fury last night,
Nice.
and also shit. What else was it that I bought? Lone Survivor. I haven't played it
Oh,
yet.
I really want to play Lone Survivor. I've been playing some Sunless Sea, which I heard good things about, and yeah, that's just really, really strange and lovely, and just yeah, like it really takes you somewhere completely offbeat and immerses you. So yeah, I would totally recommend Sunless Sea. I mean, Failbetter have been doing the Sunken London for a long, long time. Which I really appreciate the setting, but I never really like totally got into the game. But Sunless Sea just absolutely grabbed me by the balls. It was
Really?
wonderful.
I see. I
Yeah,
had looked at that and I didn't know how to feel about it. I was like, huh. This seems
yeah,
interesting, but like, is it going to really grasp me? And I didn't think it would, so I didn't play it.
no, and I think that's fair enough. Like it's an interesting one to recommend because I can imagine a lot of people would grab it and be like, "Oh my god, my ship is so slow. Oh, nothing's happening. What the hell is going on? Why is everyone eating each other?" But it does such a great job of making of kind of giving the player the tools to build a story and like build a very kind of singular and unique narrative. Um, it's it's just fantastically well written, and you honestly feel like you've got a decent amount of choice. But the game is it's not like an elite where you can go and do anything and you know there's no real structure to what you're doing. It has a very kind of like quite clear structure and method of exploration. And it's just for me at least, and everyone feels differently. It's just enough structure to make me feel like I'm moving towards something important, but with still like a whole bunch of ways to play within that and kind of build your own story. So yeah, I'm big fan of that game for sure. I'm still a
Also,
little bit concerned about how you've not really questioned $300 just turning up in your account. I mean, what if someone comes looking for that, Eric? Like, what's going to happen then? You're just going to tell them. You're just you're going to make that noise
yeah.
in their face. They're just going to tell them that you spent it on the Handsome Jack collection.
Well, yeah, probably. I got the Swindle as well. That's been something I've been really in love with.
There's a I can't remember the name of the guy. It's Dan, isn't it? He's like a British indie developer. Um,
Yes.
He is. I should remember his name. I'm a terrible person. Yeah, like the Swindle looks fucking brilliant. Have you
It's
played it yet?
God, yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. I've whew. Yeah, I love it. I
Good.
am really, really, really into the Swindle. Actually, I think it's tremendously amazing. It does have some control issues, but I mean,
Sure.
that's I don't have to give it a rating, which feels really good. Since the last time I talked to you, I don't have to give anything a rating. It's a great fucking feeling, man. You have no idea. Oh,
You don't have to assign numbers to anything anymore. You're free of that, Eric. You're free.
it feels so fucking good. I just want to get naked and let the world see everything I've got. No, I don't.
Exactly. Sorry, did I say that out loud? And yeah, fine. Just strike that. It's fine.
So I should tell you something.
Go.
You owe somebody a copy of Hatful Boyfriend because I made this deal for you. uh, here's more information about it. Made from an intriguing blend of eucalyptus, licorice, and premium 30% vodka, Fisk provides an incredibly smooth and refreshing taste to inject a breath of fresh air into the drinks market. Fisk is best served chilled as a shot or lengthened with cola or lemonade. But you never drink it with cola or lemonade. You take it as shots. No other way to do it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Have you been, as one of your listeners, like the marketing person for Fisk? Because that's uncanny. Like, I left that pub that night thinking that's something evil that's now inside me, and I'm gonna leave this conversation today thinking Fisk sounds fucking incredible. I cannot wait to drink more Fisk. So whoever's done that, good job. And yeah, like I would love to give them a copy of Hatoful Boyfriend the moment I find a code that doesn't fuck up. Because I've given you like 6 now, and every one of them is already in use.
Yeah,
So
but those
yeah,
were all PS4 codes. I mean, he's
oh
well. You might.
Steam.
Yeah, yeah.
Steam should be fine. Brilliant. As long as Fisk info person is good with that, yes, totally, I'll sort that out.
He'll be fine with that. I guarantee it. He likes to play from his PC. So apparently also from another one of the Danish guys, apparently the fisherman on the bottle is a guy called Fisk. Apparently he's an eponymous fisherman that has fisherman legends in Denmark.
Denmark, see? Scandinavian.
He might be the other Danish guy says back to him, might be he's the one behind Fisken Finn Og Havhesksin, translated to Fisher Friend and the Sea Witch. That's Fisk for you.
Can you copy that into the Skype chat so I can have a go at saying that as well, because I think you gave it a really good shot.
Yeah, I can do it. Here we go. It's coming.
Looking forward to it. I mean, just thank you for that person for that information. That's the kind of like more random information I was expecting to learn. Like, to be honest, the mystery of the guy on the bottle is the one that's really been bothering me all this time. This is good stuff. Maybe there's one behind the Fisken Finn Og Havheksen.
You sounded the exact same that I did when I talked.
I know, man. Well, let them decide who had the better translation there. Yeah, translated. Oh, Fisher Friend in the same. Yes, it makes sense. Yes. Oh, see, this is it. This is fucking National Treasure, Book of Secret stuff, all coming together now. This is Nicolas Cage, Dan Brown stuff. Because when I drank it for the first time, someone asked me to explain what it was like. I said it's like Fisherman's Friend, but in like liquid form. Fisherman's Friend is like a terrible breath mint that's only in sale in like corner shops in England, and I don't even know if it exists anymore. And like, you buy a single packet and it's got 2 mints in it, and it's called Fisherman's Friend because, I don't know, fishermen smelled really bad or something. But these mints, like, you put them in and it was like setting off an atom bomb entirely within your brain and mouth area. So yeah, like, and look, translated to Fisher Friend and the Sea Witch, it's all coming together. It's a giant conspiracy, Eric, and we're blowing it right open right here. Fuck, these people came to hear about video games. What they didn't know is they were going to learn about Fisk, Danish and Dutch heritage, mysterious men on bottles, and how that links to breath mints in British corner shops. So I think we've done quite well.
I told people previous to this that we would probably not talk about a lot of video games that you'd worked on previously.
We failed again.
We didn't fail. There was no failure here. This is exactly what you and I do every time we have had any kind of conversation on a recorded forum.
Good.
I love that. I love that. Does anybody have any questions for Jeff before I let him go? He's a married man now. He probably wants to go home to his wife. They're probably going to end up pregnant at some point in time, and then he's going to have to put his kids through college.
They end up pregnant. This is true. It's always a worry.
I'm saying specifically you, though. You'll be pregnant.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
Apparently, somebody says, "Who cares about Hatful Boyfriend? I want to learn about Fisk."
Right, thank you. Finally, someone understands why I came here today. Yeah, it wasn't to talk about video games. It was to learn more about Fisk. I really hope this kind of blows the Fisk market open outside of Holland. Or outside, the Netherlands, because Holland is always strange. That's one of those things that British people do, where they just give a place a completely different name. Yeah, cool. Like, I think more Fisk everywhere. I want people to be coming to PAX with Fisk. We'll have a Fisk party. Everyone will kind of hallucinate, I assume, pass out at some point, but learn a little bit more about Fisk and Fig. So good times.
So one of the questions I have for you from a very dedicated a viewer of mine, actually. She's around all the time. She has an obsession with whale penises, so she wants to know if there will ever be a whale dating simulator.
Okay, cool. I mean, the answer is, if we can dream it, then it should happen, And if the dream is specifically around dating whales and whale penises, who am I to say that that's not going to be a thing? We just need to. I mean, would it be the Hatoful style where you are the last human woman alive?
Oh no.
Because I'd say that's probably going to end badly. But yeah, exactly. We've got some difficult questions to answer here around the nature of the whales and the whale dating. I mean, is it all happening under the ocean? Is it whales from the future? They've kind of found a way to
Future
yeah.
whales?
Is it?
What
Bear with me.
if?
Is it the entire Crazy video by Aerosmith, but with all of the key players like Alicia Silverstone and Liv Tyler replaced by whales? Because that's a game I would play. I would play a game where you are the director desperately trying to get the shots necessary. A whale provocatively rolling back and forth on the bonnet of a car. Yeah, that's a fucking game I play. That sounds like a difficult situation, but we've got to get the shots. The video's got to go to print in 3 days. These whales are clearly not designed for mid-80s kind of slightly soft porn videos, but we're going to do the best we can with the materials to hand. So yeah, my answer is yes, as long as we can do that.
To the girl that answered that, her name's Blue Moon Angel. She says, "Make the game. I'll love you forever. I'll make you cheesecake. I'll make you food for your family. I'll be your chef. Please."
All right, I mean that sounds good. I mean all of those things. I mean she's mentioned cheesecake. It's a weakness, so yeah, of course.
She's a major cheesecake fanatic. Cheesecake and whale penises are kind of her thing.
It's nice to have a hobby, isn't it? Because and to be so sure of the things that you like, because it just means that you always know what's going to make you happy.
Did you
So
know
yeah.
that only 10% of whale semen actually goes inside of the other whale?
The fuck?
Yeah,
We just
she taught
swimming.
me that.
So like, this sea is gradually filling up with
With whale cum.
whale semen.
It's just buckets and buckets of whale cum everywhere.
And I mean, because you just gave a percentage there, but like they come a lot, don't they? Like that, they're famed for like liters, gallons of the stuff, you know? Fucking hell.
Just cum everywhere. Like, next time you swim in the ocean, just think about how pregnant you would be if you were a whale.
Wow. And I think that's something that we should all think about, really, a lot more than we already do.
Turns out nobody ever swims in the ocean ever again.
No, that's what we call fisk and whale semen.
What is your favorite movie?
Um, all right. Can I have two?
Yeah. Why couldn't you?
All right, cool. So depending on what mood I'm in, I love Fight Club. I, I I just love it. I just think it's a wonderful, smart movie. I can watch it anytime, and every time I watch it, I love it a little bit more. And it's really got nothing to do with the twist. That's what kind of one is I love it is that when it first came out, no one kind of knew what was going on. So you had a whole bunch of people going like, "Oh, you're gonna get a twist. The twist. You'll never see it coming." And then the twist happens. You're like, "Oh, I guess that's quite interesting." And then every subsequent time you watch it, you realise the twist is the least interesting part of the film, and every other single thing happening here is kind of wonderful. So yeah, like always when I'm properly forced Fight Club, but actually I do think one of the greatest film ever made is Back to the Future, because there is not a wasted line or shot or anything in Back to the Future. Every single line in Back to the Future is either funny, touching, relevant, or like linking the past to the future, or just tying what is already like a beautiful story up in an even tighter knot. So yeah, those are my two favorites. They are faultless movies.
Okay, I will agree with you on this. I'm supposed to tell you hello from one of our viewers. His name's Kevin. He always wants me to tell the developers. He says hi, and I always forget. Also, he has an
Okay.
obsession with monkeys, so he's probably going to want a monkey dating simulator.
All right, I mean, it feels like that should already exist, doesn't it? It feels like someone would have already gone there. Let's find out.
Exactly.
Let's find out. Do you watch BoJack Horseman?
I have not yet. It is on my
Okay.
list.
Do that. Because
Have
then
you
next
watched
time,
Danger 5?
I'm aware of it. I haven't watched it, so we should do that, and then we should reconvene,
Okay,
and we
I'm
can
in.
chat about those things. Yes,
I'm
definitely.
totally in. Oh shit, where'd it go? I just had it. Who is your favorite bird? I'm told to ask you.
The first one I properly went for was Shirogane the Belsakuya because there's something in my nature that if someone thinks they're too good for me, I instantly have to prove to them that they're fucking wrong, especially when they're the posh kids. Because I came from a fairly actually a very poor area of southeast London. And everyone who doesn't know London, like the southeast, generally the least developed part of it, and a lot of the rich stuff is up north and in the southwest. So yeah, I don't know. When I first played to TOEFL, that really kind of like ground my gears the first time I met him, and I was like, "You are a confused young pigeon, and I am going to win you over, Shirogane." So yeah, it was Sakuya, and because he's just a tortured artist, really. His parents won't go into accounting. He just wants to follow his music, but he's never been encouraged to, and it's all just bluster. So he comes across like a dick, but it's bluster for the fact he's not learned to love himself. Yeah. So yeah, that was my favorite pigeon, for sure.
All right, let's see that other question. If I could find it, I have to scroll up. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, man.
Um, did you have to change any of the jokes when translating Hatoful?
Well, it was already translated. So Nazarene was the person who she translated the fan version. Did we have to change any jokes? No, not at all. Was there anything? I think we were completely clean. We were interested on it was an interesting one, like for the ratings, because the game itself seems so innocent. Really, it's not like you get down and dirty with any of the pigeons, but
That'd be interesting, though.
that would be interesting. But there is actually kind of some fairly dark themes and mutilation and murder later on. So it's a bit like, oh, we had to really make sure we're getting the game rated that the people were totally aware of that. But the jokes themselves were unchanged from the original Nazarene translation, which I think it's absolutely hilarious and lovely. And I know like it's Hato Mara approved as well. So I assume it's very, very close to kind of as close as possible to the original Japanese.
I know you spent like the first 20 minutes of this interview explaining the very first 20 minutes, John. I just want to point it out. You already explained this, but where did you get the idea for Hatoful Boyfriend? Do you want to spend another?
No, I can quickly sum up again.
No,
So,
no, don't do that. Don't do that. Make him go back and listen to it.
yeah, it was someone. It was Hatomoa from Japan who had the original idea, and we brought it to a wider audience. I believe is the term we've adopted, but we just kind of adored it because it's a wonderful, wonderful game.
Did you have anything to do with the inclusion of Brian Pigeon?
So Brian Pigeon is. This is what's been great about making the game is that we just kind of got embroiled very, very quickly in this world of just pigeon lovers and people who just like really appreciate like the beauty of birds and stuff. So Brian, because Hatomoa, the Japanese woman who kind of created Total Boyfriend, she has her own kind of like beautiful pigeon, an actual real pigeon, like her pet in real life, whose name is Okosan. And of course, Okosan is one of the birds in her Total Boyfriend. And the whole joke about that is Okosan's like the really stupid one. He's the one he can't actually speak. He still coos and then you infer what he, like what he would have been saying from his cooing. And the point is, the joke is that Okusan is still just basically a pigeon. He's the least evolved of. He's still the one. If it was Planet of the Apes, and all of the apes are kind of walking around and throwing Charlton Heston in prison. There would be an ape still like flinging feces around, and that's like the Okusan of Fatoful Boyfriend. So because she's got a love of Okusan, and she used to like tweet out about him. Brian the pigeon is an actual legitimate account of a guy who just blogs pretending he's a pigeon in London, and those guys got in contact entirely kind of like separate from the game, because he sent her a whole bunch of like cool pigeon images, because he like takes pictures of a whole bunch of pigeons, and then of course he was included in the game afterwards. So what I loved is that I got to, because we needed like HD versions of some of the photos that had originally been used, I got to write an email to a pigeon, Brian the pigeon, and he was a super helpful pigeon, and he came back to me and gave me everything I needed. So yeah, Brian the pigeon, still active, still exists, and a genuinely lovely avian.
Okay, I think that I'm gonna. I think that yeah, that does it. I think you need
Yeah,
to go on. I think we've answered enough about Welcome.
And we can never really answer enough about Welcome. We can only scratch at the surface, but I think we made a good stab at it all the same.
Stabbing at Welcome.
What a wonderful choice of words. Man, it's been lovely. I love chatting to you. Thanks for having me on again.
I absolutely love you, Jeff. I want you to know this. I truly
shucks you.
Everybody, Mediatonic.com. Check out their next project that they're working on. It's that robot game in the future thing.
Robot game in the future, yeah.
And go back, play Foul Play. It's the best Castle Crashers game that's not Castle Crashers. That's better than Castle Crashers. Always play Hatful Boyfriend. Date a bird. Try to have sex with a bird. Not in real life. Don't have sex with.
Don't do that really, but through the medium of electronic entertainment, go for it. Go nuts.
Definitely. And let's see. At Jeff Tanton, that's JEFFTANT. Oh God, my brain got ahead. Oh God, TANTON.
Yeah.
And
underscore in between.
Oh yeah, the underscore. I forgot the underscore. I'm so used to like it comes up and you just click on it and you're like, yeah, I'm at least the American still. Woo! Check out what they do. If you want to subscribe, go ahead or not subscribe, follow. Go ahead. I don't tell people to follow usually, but this is something I do every week. I have a different developer on every week. A few weeks ago there was Edmund McMillan. Last week we had Dennis, who works on Hotline Miami and whatever it is they're working on next, and just a whole bunch of good people coming up in the future and all sorts of shenanigans. So if you want to follow, go ahead and let other people know if you want to. I don't give a shit. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. Follow me at Indie Luchador. I don't fucking know why you would want to do that. And spiderduck.net, go there. That place is a thing. There's some cool stuff coming up, and of course I stream twitch.tv/Indie Luchador if you're not watching this live. Jeff, I don't want to let you go.
Oh man, it's absolute pleasure. We'll do it again soon.
I hope. Last time we said that it's been like a year almost.
Long time.
So I mean, shit. So I guess that's it for now, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
I have to go.